Hi friends! I thought I would make another video for my Teaching Wives to Love Their Husbands group on Facebook. It's been a little while, not because I haven't wanted to make a video, but life's been extremely busy, full, awesome, but also I've been going through like marriage boot camp, I think, with God. So last week he wanted me to do a video called Are You a Safe Place? But last week was super full with lots of counseling, and I have to say, teaching people that they are a spirit, a soul, and a body, and how to control their soul is really setting a lot of people free. So go back and watch those videos if you can. Or if you need help, contact me. I do counseling. So anyways, I've been really busy with that, but also helping my husband with his plumbing business. Last week I was in classes for QuickBooks, so I'm a secretary too. And then, yeah, ministry, of course. So, yes, I was going to do that video last week, Are You a Safe Place? But I wasn't able to. And I'm so glad that I didn't, actually, because with everything I've learned over the course of a couple weeks, I've also came up with a new title and 3 questions that I think is going to really help our marriages. And so I want to title this video, Why Won't My Husband Talk to Me? Share his heart and just be honest. Doesn't that drive us women crazy? That why can't he just talk to me? Because men don't talk. Like, why? So that's what I want to address in this video. And then the 3 questions that us women need to know is, first of all, what do I need to know to get him to talk to me? What do I need to stop doing to get him to talk to me? And what do I need to start doing? And I have my journal here. I just scratched down a few notes of things I've been learning and pondering. And actually last Friday I went on a date with my husband and I was asking him these 3 questions, and so I'm going to add to what he said and just expand upon it. So the first thing I wanted to address is, women, we are super powerful, if you don't already know that. And I've been in a lot of churches, especially churches that have taught us, like, submit to your husband. And I've watched a lot of women, myself included, pride themselves in, oh, I submit to my husband. But to tell you the truth, we have wiggly ways, as my son would say. He used to tell his sister, stop using your wiggly ways on me, Megan. We have wiggly ways. Even if we say we're submissive, we have wiggly ways to get our husband and our family to do what we want them to do, what our soul wants them to do. And remember, your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. So that's first and foremost, is that we are extremely powerful, and guess what? Our husbands know that. After a little bit, maybe a few months, a year of marriage, they know that, wow, we are really running the show. And so, why don't they talk to us? Well, they would say, and they have tried to talk to us, but when we disagree with them, and the way we disagree with them makes us not a safe place for them, because if we disagree with them in a very powerful way, like, oh no, I'm not doing that, no matter how nice we try to put it, they receive it as rejection. So why don't they want to talk? They feel rejected. And so Another thing, actually, my husband said this to me last week when we were talking about something that I've always asserted my authority and my power. And once again, he's tried to talk to me about it for like the bazillionth time. And I was good as long as I was staying as a spiritual being, like just loving and understanding and trying to feel where he's coming from and have compassion. But when my soul started stirring, like, ugh, I don't want to hear this again. Here we go again. He felt that and he said, why even bother saying anything? It's not going to change. So our husbands know that we have the power to make changes or not. And so they feel very defeated oftentimes. Okay, I'm just sharing with you what I'm learning. Another thing that, so those are the things we need to know about our husbands, is that they are not opening up to us and talking because we're not a safe place, because they've tried before and they've been rejected. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. And if you think about it, like give it some thought, like what are the ways that you've rejected your husband? Well, of course, we've already discussed when we powerfully disagree with them. That's a huge way. But it's also when we put things before them. We put the kids before them. Our kids become our idols, meaning that we get all our happiness and our fulfillment from our children and not God. When we put the errands and the chores and the ministry and work, and we put everything before them, and they're just like on the back burner, we take them for granted. We are not a safe place. So, what do we have to stop doing? We have to stop being prideful and leaning on our own understanding. So here's the thing. God put you with that man because he wants to sanctify you. God puts difficult people in our lives to sanctify us. And I've just been realizing this more and more. I already shared with you guys about the Enneagram book. Well, my husband's a 9 and I'm a 5. And 9s can tend to be very laid back, almost like lazy. And 5s are very driven. Well, I want to use this as an example of how God wants to sanctify me, so maybe you could see it for you. So when doubt creeps in, okay, my husband and I, we both own our own businesses, so we are fully dependent on God to bring in the clients, bring in the customers. And when the clients aren't coming in and the customers aren't coming in, that's when fear and doubt take a hold of us, okay? For my husband, since he's a 9 and he tends to be more lackadaisical about things, he will just completely go there and just get lost in Facebook and the TV and just not move from the recliner. With me being a 5 who's totally driven, when I feel fear and doubt, I'm gonna get busy and I'm gonna bring those clients in. I get prideful and I want to depend on myself. So how God uses my husband to sanctify me is, in the past, my soul would look at my lackadaisical husband and be like, what the heck? Like, get up, get busy. Like, what are you doing? Like, let's do this. But if my spirit kicks in and says, you know what, like I totally understand where he's coming from. I know how he feels. And to give him grace and love and compassion and just go there and suggest like, honey, why don't you get up, and there's so many things we could be doing today around the house or whatever, or preparing for the clients or the customers in our businesses. And it's almost like you detach yourself from the outcome. Like, and I even told him this, like, you can get up or stay there all day. Like, that's totally up to you. Like, my happiness doesn't depend on that. But for you, I want you to end this day, like, feeling like you got some stuff done. like you were productive even though you didn't do a plumbing job, okay? But do you see how God used my husband I had to overcome my soul that wants to get upset, and I had to have love and compassion. That's how God wants to use our husbands, to overcome our mind, our will, our emotions, and to step into who they are and for a moment think about what they're going through and just show them love and mercy and compassion. And when I did that in that moment, I was sanctified in my spirit, soul, and body. And it just was so freeing to me. I didn't have to feel like that animosity and that tension. So we need to stop being prideful and leaning on our own understanding. Like when our husbands are trying to tell us something, like really step in and listen. Even like if initially your soul rises up and says, I don't agree with this, like tell your soul to zip it and listen to where your husband's coming from, because you don't want to miss an opportunity for God to sanctify you. So I said, stop being prideful and leaning on your own understanding. Stop putting everything before Him. It's okay to actually say no to people that you can't go do that thing or that ministry or whatever because you're going to be with your husband. Or you have all these plans to get up early and go hiking or work out, but instead you decide to just love on your husband. Or you want to go hang out with your girlfriends, but instead you're going to go on a date with your husband. Like choosing Him more and more and more over other things is huge for Him. You will start becoming a safe place for Him. And remember that God gave Him to you to sanctify you. And when we rise up and we're like, we know best and we're going to do what we want to do, we just missed out on an opportunity to grow in the Lord. So I hope I answered these questions for you. What do we need to know? Why we're not a safe place. It's because they feel rejected by us all the time. And what do we have to stop doing? We got to stop asserting our power and humble ourselves. And what do we need to start doing? We need to start making them a priority. So there you have it. Why won't my husband talk to me? Why won't he share his heart? And why won't he be honest? And lastly, the thought just came to my mind is that what my husband said to me last week, he said, how I respond to him is everything. So when he does take those little baby steps and just tries to share his heart or his concerns or something we're not going to like to hear, how us women respond, if we respond in love that, okay, let me sit back as spirit and hear what you're saying and take it to heart because God might be wanting to do something in my life, and I receive it lovingly, and I work to understand and to make positive changes. Ding! He just felt a little bit more like I'm a safe place. Your husband will feel a little bit more like, okay. And then he's going to try it again and again and again until you are a completely safe place that he can fully share his heart and mind. And he knows that you're not going to blow up. You're not going to get prideful. You're not going to get angry. You're not going to check out and get distant from him. But you're going to press in to learn more and to love him more and to grow more. So I hope this was helpful to you. Until next time, bye.